Hey everybody, I'm Pernilla Helmersson. I'm your show host of the show Conversation in Creating Your Super Life. And now I'm no longer in Bali. I actually moved to Australia, which my body totally adores and loves. And it was kind of a tough journey to get here with visa issues, and my computer broke down, and there was a lot of heaviness I had to choose through, and I really had to choose every 10 seconds, and I had to be willing to be out of control, willing to be aware of what I was aware of, and willing to keep choosing for what I knew, even though it was heavy and it was tough at times. And there was a lot of stuff going on, and I'm so grateful that I'm here right now, and I'm grateful that things that I've been asking for is actually showing up, that I've been asking for years, like living in Australia, living nearby a beach, having a pool, eating healthy fresh food and yummy drinks, and just so many amazing things that are coming to me now that I'm so grateful for. And now it's just like, what can I ask for now, and start looking at what else I would like to choose and how else I would like to upgrade my life and add to my super life that I am creating and have been creating for the last, all my life, I guess. And I'm so excited to have with me today a dear friend from Sweden, and she's also one of the few there's a lot of Joy of Business facilitators, but she's one of the few that teaches the 102, the 2-day class. And she's a super mom. She's super orgasmic and super yummy. She is an access consciousness facilitator. She's an artist. I can just go on and go on. She is doing so many creative and fun things in the world. And even today, I don't know if we can talk about it, but we talked about some really cool stuff today. We'll see if we can dive into that too. And she just keeps inspiring me. And one of the things that I love about her is that she's so willing to contribute, and she is such a contribution with her body and to other bodies. Just by her touch, I feel more alive being around her. And I always feel like nurtured and contributed to when we trade and when we hang out. So I'm so grateful to call her my friend, and I'm happy that she's here right now. So welcome, Katarina Nilsson. How you be?
Thank you. What a beautiful, beautiful start of this conversation. Thank you. I really have to lower my barriers and receive all that beauty. Thank you. Wow. And likewise, Pernilla. Likewise, thank you so much. It's so amazing when you said that, when we go through a little bit of, these funky times, it is so amazing to remember you can reach out to someone and actually ask for some contribution. And I've gone through some yang as well. We all do at some point. And just a reminder to myself sometimes, talking about contribution is a very quick and easy way for me to shift my state in my body and more or less my head as well, is to actually choose to contribute to someone else. So how much can we contribute to other people when we feel a little bit shitty? And what can shift for you as well? So that's a really super quick, dynamic way for me to get into, here I am again. No?
That is an amazing tool. And you actually, that was so funny, the timing of that call. Katarina called me and I was just ready to lay down and cry on a hotel bed in Seminayak, Bali, because I didn't know if I was going to have my visa approved, and I had just found out that the organization I went with was fake. So I lost like $300 and I wasn't going to get my visa, and I had overstayed my visa in Bali. So I had to pay every day in Bali to overstay my visa, and I had to pay for a hotel because I didn't have my house anymore. So it was a bit chaotic, and all I wanted to do was just cry and be like, oh. And then Katarina called and I answered, and I don't know how long we talked, but like, that conversation just lighted up my whole world. And I know Katarina had some stuff too, and we just left the conversation. Like, I left the conversation like, yes, I'm gonna go get a new computer, because my computer had broken down, and I kind of put my life on hold, like, I gotta sort this first, and then when I'm in Australia I can continue my life. But that doesn't really work, does it? Because you're like, as soon as you put yourself on wait, it feels like I'm gonna fucking die. So that's another tool. Don't ever create like, who or what can you add so you don't ever wait. So thank you so much for that day, Katarina, that we talked and we used the tools and we cleared a lot of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, now when all that crap is out of the way, I want to dive into more yummier things, because I know that you have, first of all, you have a lot of different businesses, and you, like I said, you do a lot of different things, but one of the things I really enjoy about you is that you never like turn down your energy in no matter what you do. You're always you, and you're always like, oh, let's go for a glass of prosecco, or let's make this really yummy and fun and juicy, and you're always you, even though you're in business. So do you want to talk more about like how you operate in all your business, and maybe a little bit about what you do, and everything you're creating right now? I know you have a lot of things going on.
Yeah, sure. Wow. And I tell you, it hasn't always been that way for me. I've been so, I had my head in a box, and I was like, this is the way I am a consultant, and this is the way I do business. This is my company, and things are this way. This is what I offer. And even people ask me, could you please provide this for us? And I was like, no, I'm sorry. This is my box. Don't make me open my box, because that's very uncomfortable. So I was like a really control freak. So anyway, what do I do? So I run a business. I have a company called Aquarium, and Aquarium is a naming agency. So in that business, we help companies come up with new brand names that are available and work communication-wise, legally, and linguistically all over the world, if needed. So many businesses are international at this point, and it's very sad if you choose a name that doesn't really allow you to grow and expand, right? And if it means something hairy in another country, that could be bad for your business. So that's basically, right? So that's the naming business. And at one point, I've run this company since 2008. That was also the year when my son was born. And actually, I got the legal papers for my business and a positive pregnancy test the very same Tuesday in February 2008. It was like, okay, let's have these two babies, And yeah, which also I really plunged into everything, and I chose to employ a person after 3 months, because I knew that I would be off with my baby, So that was how I started the company. And after a few years, it was it also took a lot of energy for me to run my life, have the baby, realize that the dad of the baby and we weren't really compatible. We didn't live together when I got pregnant, and when we moved together, there was a lot of stuff going on. So there were some years that were really tough for me. And at one point I was like, okay, this doesn't work for me. I need to add things in my life that actually, gives me freedom, happiness, joy, energy, flow. And that was when I started to paint. So what I chose to add to my life was painting. And to be honest, that shifted everything for me. So, and I had no clue that painting was so easy and so joyful for me. And probably I've been a painter in many lifetimes. In this lifetime, it's only 4 or 5 years now. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the painting behind you looks like yours.
Yes, it is.
Wow, I love that.
Can you see this is like kind of a person here? Oops, sorry, that way.
Yeah.
And a head. Oh, I can do this.
Like an avatar, almost.
Yeah. So this painting is called "Thoughtful is a Mouthful." Okay. So what ended up when I allowed myself to actually be more that energy that provided and contributed so much more to me, I ended up having my painting as part of my business. So now that is part of my business, and I have a separate website, Katarina Nilsson artwork.com, where people can see my paintings and buy them and rent them. And I have creative workshops where people can come for facilitation and play with paint and their own creations, which is so joyful and amazing. So I had one in Colorado this past summer, and I've had a few here in Sweden, and let's see what else.
Yeah, I would love to take those. It seems like it's an awesome way to get into your creative flow and get it rolling again after, like, sometimes we just turn it off. So it's nice to have someone that can kick us in the butt and have us flowing again.
Exactly. And also something that I've always been interested in is personal development. And I've tried all sorts of different modalities and, transcendental meditation and yoga and this and that and blah, 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 loads and loads of things. And a few years back, it's probably close to 3 years back now, I bumped into Access Consciousness via a friend who said to me, "Hey, do you want to come to a class with me? It's called The Bars." And I was like, "Yes." I didn't ask one question. The day before class, I called her and said, "Hey, we're going to class tomorrow. What is it?" She said, "Oh, it's this body process." And I was like, "Bodies? Nah, I'm in my head, this is where I operate." So I actually had this resistance, but I went anyway, and I loved it.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. So I have this huge awareness, and I love to play with bodies, and I really resisted that so much. And here I was, just loving this. And also I found it really, really weird and wacky. And, things came together, and it turned out a few years before I had actually been in a workshop with Dr. Dane here in Access Consciousness, not knowing about Access or anything. And he had me completely confused and mesmerized. It's like, what is he doing with these people, That workshop was called Orgasmitude, I think. Loads and loads of people working on each other's bodies and people coming all over the place. Like, I was like, what is this? Long story short, actually, I then realized that he was coming to Stockholm, where I live, that very summer, a few months after this bars class. So I was like, I just want to be there. So I took also the foundation class a bit hesitantly. I actually called 3 different facilitators. Said, "Hey, what is this class? What do I get from it? It's pretty expensive. What's my return on that investment?" And the 2 first facilitators, they were like, "Oh, you just feel what feels right to you." And I was like, what? That didn't work for me, because I was really in my boxy head, right? And the third one, she was more able to reach out to me in another way. And she also had me use one of the Access Consciousness tools on the phone. She said to me, "Okay, so maybe you can perceive how would your life be in 5 years if you choose this class?" It's like, "And how would your life be if you don't?" I was like, And I could perceive a difference. And then she said, "Well, that could be an indication. Bye now, click." So, she's not going to sell this for me or anything. So, and so many things opened up for me after the foundation class, the 4 days. The class ended on a Monday, and the cash flow in my company was really low at the time. And so it had been a bit of a stretch for me to choose the class and pay for the class. And the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, that very week, I got in new projects in my company every day. I was like, what? So that's not common in my business. It's more larger projects and not so money.
Yeah.
So that was amazing. I couldn't explain it. And it contributed to me opening up, receiving, or, you can explain it in many different, but for me it was magic. And since that very experience, I have chosen more and more and more of classes and using the tools in all areas of my life. And it is such a contribution. So that's really like a highway to creating my super life, is to use Access Consciousness tools. Yeah. So I chose to become a facilitator pretty fast, and also join a business facilitator. That was something I realized, that, hey, personal development and business development, it's almost the same thing. It's just another angle. And I love that.
Yes. Yeah, I wanted to get into that more. Like, so what is like a super life for you? And how are you living your life? Like, what is it to you?
Wow, that's an amazing question. What is super life for me? Well, one thing that comes up is to choose what makes my life light and happy and joyful,
Yeah.
and follow through. Just go for that. Make the choices that really work for me, no matter what people judge, think, or say around me. Um, Include all not have separation. I can look back and see how I did not allow myself to, it was really funky for me to allow myself to also be a painter. Hey, I'm a consultant. This doesn't work, does it? I can't be like this painting happy person and the serious consultant at the same time, you know. um, and I'm totally over that. So I'm all these energies.
Right.
I'm not very serious even as a consultant, but you know, it's not that I lose my credibility in that field when I add another thing. Some people might have opinions about that, but most people, they really find that interesting. Oh, you do that as well, that's amazing. Oh, you give Joy business classes. I have a brand manager on a global company. She's so interested to take one of the Joy business classes now.
Oh,
And
nice.
that was also that wasn't in my I need to pot and park myself all the time, but I had somewhere decided that the clients of the big companies that I work with, they might not be interested in Joy business.
Right.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
And it shows that that's not true. So that's just something I have bought into.
Yeah.
So anyway, so merging, mixing, adding, playing in my life. That is super life for me.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
And
really good at playing, and I know your 8-year-old son is really good to contribute to more play too.
yes, yeah, and it's fun. He's been with me in pretty many classes, and he teaches me a lot about creating my life and creating his life as well. I remember I took him with me to the seven-day event in South Africa this year in February, and we flew economy. And when we were on the plane on the way back home, he just said to me, "Mom, this doesn't work, does it? So next year when we go to South Africa, we need to fly business, right?"
I love that.
7 years old at the time. I'm like, "Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Are you willing to create the money with me?"
Exactly.
Like,
Contribute
yeah.
to creating it. Kids are amazing at that if you ask them.
Yes, and this summer I actually took him for almost 3 weeks adventure in the US, and we flew business.
Yay! How does it get any better than that?
And he loved it. He was like, "Look at me! I'm, on top of the world."
Wow.
And having that world open up in that way when you're 8 years old or 7 at the time, how awesome is that?
What a freaking gift. And how
mm-hmm.
much is he demanding more too, and inviting you to more and greater too?
Yes.
Amazing.
So that's also on the note of inclusion. So how much more can I include my child? Since I'm divorced, he lives with me every second week and with his dad every second week. So how much more can I include my boy in my life and in my business?
Yeah.
So even when I facilitate classes, he's with me sometimes, and it's pretty cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
What else is possible?
Yeah, sure.
So what is super life for you, Pernilla?
Yeah, it's continuously changing and growing and expanding. And lately I've stepped into like more vulnerability than ever before, I think, in this lifetime. And it's, I'm in a new country, so it can be pretty uncomfortable sometimes, but mostly it's really, I notice it's like a great invitation for people because I don't have as many barriers up. So it's easier for people to come and talk to me. And I'm just enjoying being more of me and being real and being like, I don't know, it's just different to not put up so many masks or images or anything. Just I knowing that being me is enough, and it's I'm amazing the way I am, and I don't have to have barriers up or anything to protect me, which is really cool. So that's been a cool gift lately. And what else was popping up there? Yeah, the thing of really enjoying my life, like when I lived in Sweden, I had my routines with job and business and all of that. That was one kind of life, but here it's more fluent, and I nurture my body with the beach and swimming and pool and like moving my body in different ways, and it's a different kind of life, and it suits me really well. Like every day is an adventure. Me and my friend went up to a waterfall swimming and saw a crater and we see so many cool animals, and the views and the nature, the space, everything is just so beautiful here. So it's like really about like enjoying my life, because there was a lot of time in my life where I spent processing and going to classes a lot, and that was what was required at the time. And now it's like really enjoying my life that is like up and really creating it. So that is what it is right now, which is really amazing. And what else is possible?
Yeah, and for me it's so cool to see you. I remember conversations we have had like a few years back, and I've heard you asking these questions and asking for change in your professional life and your life as a whole. And now it's so beautiful to see that it has showed up. You have created a huge change.
Yeah.
And what comes up for me also is another parallel is to my business has asked to expand for a pretty long time, and I've been like, "Ooh, not expansion! I can't have control if I, or whatever it has been like." So now I've been playing with that and invested in expansion, and it's like when you take this step up to the next level, or you open up more, like you have done when you move from your native country to another country and now to a third country. It's like you choose more. And what I've noticed is like it can be pretty scary or exciting, or like to be there a while, uncomfortable. You receive a lot more judgment from other people, and I found myself like, hey, fuck, can I jump down? Can I create less?
Yes.
I don't want this much awareness. Can I? Until I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So how potent can I be? How much fun can I have? And what can I choose? So the question I have for you and for myself, and maybe to you guys, is, so what else can we ask? And when we have reached that new step that we've been asking for, maybe for a long time, what can we remember to ask then? So what's the next step? What's the next level? How much space can we be? And if we take the largest perspective on what our super life is and can be, what would we create? What would we choose?
Oh, thank you so much for that. Because that's exactly where I am. Like, it feels like I just jumped up, and now I'm like, oh shit, I have a lot that I asked for. What can I ask for now? You just got to keep asking and keep looking at what you want to create and change in the world, and what transformation do you want to be. And like, do you want to talk a little bit about what we talked about before today, the bars with or is it?
Oh, yeah.
I thought it so cool, like looking at ways you can contribute in the world.
Yeah, talking about, that's beautiful. Yeah. That's beautiful. So I've chosen to move my company with the different businesses, the coaching class business, the artwork business, and the naming agency, to a large building right in the heart of the Stockholm city center. This is the co-working. I'm actually here right now, and it's full of people. It's weekend. People are gaming. They are doing all kinds of things. There are a lot of startup companies within the gaming industry, in entertainment, virtual reality. Those kind of companies. And there are also organizations who help with integration of refugees who have recently arrived to Sweden, to get them. They have something they called friend dinners. So they match Swedes with these refugees, and they have dinner together, and they become friends. It's like a friends agency. So that's so beautiful to have this, say, commercial, startup, entrepreneurial energy, and this volunteer and what do you say? So more of the benevolent. How do you say it?
Benevolent capitalism, where everybody.
well, the energies of really being there to make this a yummier world for us all. Yeah. So, and in the reception, there's this large reception. There is a cafe, and the cafe and the reception is taken care of by homeless people. So there is this volunteering organization, homeless.se, that was founded by a guy. He's called Kavian. He's adorable. And when he arrived to Sweden many years ago, or a few years ago, not really sure, he was homeless for a few years. And then he changed his situation, and he wanted to contribute and, pay back or be something with all these people. So, and in this building, I think around 600 square meters is open for homeless to come in during daytime, like an activity center, where you can shower, you can play with computers to have contact with your family or whatever. Yeah. They have sewing machines, stuff like that. And then I was like, so what would it take for me to contribute here and with these people, and to give the bars, for example, for more space for them, and you suggested maybe run the entity and demon clearings at the low volume at the center. What can we be to contribute? And that felt so light in my universe. Yes. So I will talk to Kavian, the founder, and see what possibilities there are, and also ask other bars facilitators and CFs, would you like to contribute? Would it be fun to play together? Yeah. So that was one of the conversations we had earlier.
Yeah, keep me posted about that. It's a really cool thing. Like you said, I wonder in what ways I can contribute all of this energy because we're really powerful, potent being. Who can I contribute today that will expand my world and their world right away? We have so much to contribute with, and gifting and receiving is the same thing. So when we spoke, it wasn't I contributed to you, so now you have to contribute to me. It was this simultaneity of and I love that. Yeah. And we both left the conversation so light and amazing.
Mm-hmm. And also I've been playing with, so could I kind of gift these people to be in my Joy Business classes without paying? What would that create? Could I do this? What would it, to playing with different possibilities, and also have the awareness what would work and what would not work. And also from the perspective of what are people willing to receive also. So sometimes we're so willing to contribute or to gift, to give away even more than people are willing to receive. And that normally, or sometimes it doesn't really show up
that can really backfire and blow up in your face.
Yeah, exactly. So now what I remember myself of is so let me play with more questions around this, and not go directly into, how can I do this? How many tables do I need to gift the bars to every homeless people in the city? It's not, that's not a question. So it was more playing with, so what would be a contribution? Would conversations about life be a contribution with a small group of people? Could I share a few tools? Who does this belong to? Return to sender, or whatever. Asking the questions: how does it get any better than this? What else is possible? Yeah. So let's see. That's kind of one of the adventures. Yeah. And that is kind of that could be in the realm of, say, business development, or what you can choose all the time.
Yeah.
And you never, when you choose something that is light for you, sometimes we play with this, that we have different parts of our life. So let's play with that is one part of my business, the class and coach business, and gifting the bar somewhere could be part of that business. But what if there is no separation? So the joy for me to contribute, if one person gets a little bit lighter, a little bit happier, makes another choice, that's so beautiful. And it's so rewarding to me. And that's an energy that is very generative and creative.
Yeah.
So who knows where sometimes we can go into, okay, so if I do this in this part of my business, I expect to get something back in that very part of my business. And what if that's not the case?
Right.
So everywhere we have decided, and all the decisions, judgments, computations, and conclusions that we have about how things should or should not show up. Can we just try and create all those, please? Just going to say right and wrong, good and bad, pot, knowledge,
yeah, wow. That's beautiful. And
yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to add? Is there any tools that you're playing with at the moment that you enjoy, or is it anything else that's popping in your life that you would like to share, or yeah?
Oh. Yeah, now chaos and order comes up.
Yeah.
So how much chaos can we play with? So chaos is, and this is a conversation that is very up in Access Consciousness right now. Chaos being the energies of creation, and order being the energies of control, more or less. So ordering things into existence, that would be like deciding, okay, I want to help homeless people, therefore I need to put up tables here and have everyone, that's ordering it into existence. And talking about backfiring, so that's when we go into conclusion and judgment, and that's not a creative energy. It doesn't create at all. So more inviting the chaos in it. Okay, so how much chaos can we instill in creation and business to let it develop and open up in ways we hadn't expected, and add a little seasoning of order to have it. It's like playing with balloons. When you play with balloons, you don't know how they will fly, and sometimes one of them is like going the direction you let's go, and it comes into it's this dance. Yeah. That's the coherence between chaos and order. So that's a really yummy space to play in.
It's really fun to explore and instill chaos in my money, body, creations, anything like you were saying. And
your bank accounts.
Oh yeah, there was another thing you said in the beginning, which is kind of common, I think, because when you found out that bars was a body process, you're like, oh my god, no, I don't do that. And it's so funny because usually we resist what is so easy and joyful for us, or we make it wrong, what is really our strongness, we make it wrong, we turn it into wrongness. So that is so cool, because I know that you are an amazing body worker. And what was that? Yeah, we were trading one time, and oh my god, I get tears, because I had so much stuff going on in my uterus area, lower stomach and stuff, and I had it. I've had it for weeks, and then you just did your magic, and I just left, and I just I remember making this video, and I was in so much gratitude that we can contribute that much to each other and just completely change my world in just an hour. And it's that's the magicians we be when we allow us to be that. So I'm so grateful that you chose to go to the bars class and really look at your capacities with bodies and the magic you be with them.
Yeah,
really cool.
And I am too. It's so it's such a gift to. Oh, makes me cry. It's such a gift to contribute to bodies that are willing to receive. So what would it take for all of us to be that gift of receiving to and with ourselves and with anyone we meet? That's really such a beauty and such a gift to the planet, actually.
Yes, and that is a vital part in your super life too, to actually have a happy body. And I love contributing to happy bodies too. And they're just like Gary Douglas says, the fun of that access. What would it take for us to nurture, do something every day for an hour that nurture our bodies? And that is creation for me, actually, even to nurture my body and do what it wants to do, because then I always get more awareness, I always get more ideas, I always get happier, and that always adds to me and everybody around me. So it's really cool.
Yeah, and that is something we play with in the creative workshops as well. So So you can actually ask yourself and be more aware also when and where, in what state am I when I am the most creative, when I create the most. And for many people, that is when I'm walking in the woods with my dog, or when I'm showering, or when I'm at night, when I'm awake and other people are not, so when I'm relaxed.
Yeah.
And I love the concept of creation from relaxation.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And that's so, and I'm sure you can relate. So when we go into the need, and I have to create this now, or I need to create money now to, that's not from the space we create the most. So
Yeah.
in what areas of your life right now can you lower your barriers and relax?
Yeah.
And allow your body to contribute and to receive from all over the universe.
Yeah, just expand out and be as big as we truly be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I play with too in my creation journeys. I actually have one tomorrow where we will talk about bodies. I talk and people really lay down and relax, and that's really what you're talking about. We create from relaxation and not from our heads, just like drop into and be present in our bodies. And it's so joyful for me to just talk to infinite, like I talk to the infinite beings and just get to tap into the amazingness of each and every one. And yeah, how did I get so lucky to be doing this?
That's amazing, and it's an amazing creation.
Yeah,
really. And I love this also. You said to me, "Hey, are you going to stand up?" I'm standing up at my desk in my office. So, are you said something about that? I was like, yeah. So for me, it's like also I can move a little bit.
Right.
And when I paint, I love to paint large canvases. So this is a really tiny one compared to the ones I normally play with. And that is also so physical. So when I go there with a lot of paint, it's like this, and I'm here, I put on music, it's like a dance.
Yeah.
And my body is so happy. So how much more can we be aware of what works for us? And if it something that you choose to do is a little bit tedious, or it's like so how can you make it fun? How can you choose to have fun doing it? So could you do it like pouring up a glass of prosecco at the same time, or stand up and have a dance, some really nice yummy dance music on while you do it.
Music. So, I love adding music. Everything in my life turns into more fun when I add music, so that's a good tip.
Yeah, so allow us to have fun with each. That could be a challenge, to just have a day where we choose to enjoy everything you think, and everything you be, and everything you do.
Yeah, for sure. And like, what really brings you joy? Like lately I've been like really buying the stuff that my body really likes, and not lately, I've been doing that for a long time, but like really look at what brings me joy. Is it like eating from a silver spoon, or is it like having really nice jewelry on when I go out? Like, it's so apparent that you are being treated differently in the world when you wear different things, and I've just been playing with that lately, and it's just so fun for me and my body. It's even more fun for my body to dress up and put on nice jewelry and go out and strut our stuff. And I did that last night, and I could just feel how my body came alive from just having people look at it and like lust after it. And my body was like, ooh, ooh, ooh,
Yeah, that's so awesome.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that could be something to play with. So I'm going to really be all of my sexualness at work tomorrow.
Yeah. Turn it up instead of turn it down. It's so easy for us to turn it down and try to fit in. But lately I've been playing with, what if I just turn everything up? Like if I'm cranky, turn it up. If I'm mad, turn it up. And like see what happens, and just indulge in it until it goes away, or like you choose something different. Like not like hiding anything under the carpet or whatever. I'm just being open with it, and then you can let it go sooner if that's what you choose.
Yeah. That sounds like choosing for your super life.
Yay! super.
How does it get any better?
Exactly. For real. Yeah, and
Woo!
I'm so excited. I'm actually helping Katarina with her classes in Stockholm now, Joy Your Business 101 and Joy Your Business 102. They are uh, starting 24th of November or 23rd?
25th.
25th to
That it's
27th.
yeah,
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 that's what it is. Yeah, and just because I'm here in Australia, I proposed that we would live stream them. So we're going to do that now. So you can join from anywhere in the world. And if you're in Sweden, of course, you can join in Stockholm. But I'm going to be with you on Zoom, which is going to be amazing. Because I already did
yeah.
one-on-one class with you earlier. And that shifted, like we talked about that on another hangout that we did the other day. And it just brought me so many new perspective, because like I told you, like in my life it was like either I quit my job or I work at my job, you know, those were my two options, which was kind of weird, but that's where I was functioning at the time. You're like, well, what if you can look different than you ever imagined? Like, what else is possible you haven't considered? I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, and now I'm actually doing projects from that job uh, online from anywhere. I've done it from Bali and now I do it from Australia. So it never shows up the way you think it's going to, and I'm so grateful that the tools provides new perspectives, and you get rid of limitations, and you can just have more space to choose from and transform your life into something greater.
Yeah, I'm so incredibly grateful for. So I'm so excited about these classes. We have so many fun people registered and choosing the class. So, and I've been working with people with all kinds of professions and students, and I love to have children in the classes. So I had one person who's driving one of these caterpillars, like a really huge machines,
All right.
and he's also amazing with bodies. And now he loves to dance. So now he has chosen to be in dance competitions, and he's really good. He's like in the Swedish elite, which is amazing. So that, and we have one person who has a really large company. So she's head of different organizations. And we have a CEO for an American franchise, I think it is, called Great Place to Work. We have a copywriter. We have a really awesome person who's been in the food industry, and he's an artist. And now he's like, oh, what else can I create? Just some examples. So it will be really dynamic, I think, and fun to see who's going to be on. And Casper, my copywriter, is going to be there, and my Petra, my colleague, will be there, and you will be there, and we'll have so much fun.
Yay!
And
And like you
else?
said in the beginning, you were one of the few that facilitates 102, which is the 2-day class after
Yes.
one. So please take this possibility and choose it if it's right for you, because I'm like so excited about that one.
Yeah, I'm actually having a conversation just after this one to create a 3-day Joy Business class in Hungary early next year, and I will facilitate the 3-day Joy Business class in Napa Valley in California with Heather Nichols, another Joy Business facilitator, next June, right before the Joy Business facilitators class that Simone has. And that's also so exciting and fun to contribute and to have all these amazing tools out in the world. It makes the world a happier place.
Yeah, it does. And you really are out there. You've been traveling with the classes, and it's so fun to see you and what you're creating in the world and the change you're creating in your life and everybody else's lives. Really inspiring. And how did I get so lucky to have so many freaking cool people around me?
Ditto. Yes. Thank you so much, Pernilla, for inviting me here to play with you today. Yeah. Really inspiring. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you everybody for watching. And do you have any last words you want to add before we round up, Katarina?
I was just thinking that we are going to have a Joy Business Q&A on Thursday.
Right.
What date is it? Let me see. Actually, the coming 2 Thursdays. I'm not sure when you are publishing this, but still, it's sorry. It's the 17th of November and the 24th of November at 12:30 Central European time. And you can see those, they will be posted on the Access page under my name, and also, well, we will be sharing the Facebook event. Now I kind of lost you guys, let's see. So if and they're free, and the idea is to just come on, if you have a question, you can have some facilitation. We will share a few tools and have just a half hour and play with business. Yeah. And it's cool. There is a possibility for 100 people to be on. We had almost 200 people registered for the last one this past Thursday. So that was when we were okay. Let's create 2 more.
Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing to see how many signed up. It's really fun. How much more fun.
Yeah, exactly. So
and,
come play.
Yeah, come and play. Maybe we'll post the link below so you'll find it. And where else can they find you, Katarina?
Yeah, good question. Yes. So the class and coach business, you will find me. It's my name, KatarinaNilsson.com. KatarinaNilsson.com. And my naming business is equarium.com, EQVARIUM.com. And the artwork you find at KatarinanilssonArtwork.com.
Yes,
so
you're on the
Facebook.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Access page, the Joy Business website. I have a profile on both.
Yeah.
So it's easy
to find you when you're yummy work. Yay! Thank you, everybody, and let us know if you have any questions. And thank you for watching, and thank you, Katarina, so much for you.
Thank you. Great pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye now. Bye.